Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host Chris Dices, and we're here to do a little video that we gave. We were chatting to Nintendo Talk via the comments, and I said to him, "Oh, well, how about you suggest an idea? Um, or do you have any ideas that you want me to talk about?" And he talked about what I thought about the new Nintendo business practices. So basically, he goes on to say ports, remasters, paid download content, paid online, releasing unfinished games. I don't know about that. I don't know about the releasing, or she's talking about all practices that most gamers don't like now is now making Nintendo more money than ever. Well, let's sort of break them down each one. Ports and remasters, I think, are fine. I think if you're a Wii U owner, you're going to feel kind of disappointed. And I was a Wii U owner, so there's definitely a bit of a degree of disappointment in that. And I don't think it's too bad. There are some ports that make sense from the Wii U, and others that, I'm just not that keenly interested in. So I think that's okay in terms of ports and remasters, especially if it comes from the Wii U. If it comes from the 3DS, I'm not too sure if it makes a lot of sense, because I think a lot of people would have bought those versions and may not really bother buying them. I think the grumbling point might be that the ports cost $60 or $80 depending where you live. So that might be something that annoys some people in terms of that. So that kind of annoys me. Playing a 2D Mario game, which is essentially 6-7 years old, and now you've got to pay $80 for it here in Australia. And I just don't think it's worth it, because I've already played the game. And for me personally, it's not worth it. But if you've never played the game, it probably is for you, worth that sort of money. Now, other things such as paid download content, I think it's fine. I think for some games they didn't quite get the balance right. I still think the best valued download content was probably for Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U, which was really good. And I think they should do download content for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think they've done a good job for Splatoon 2. That was some really good content for, I think, $25-$30 here in Australia. So I think that's fine in terms of that. In terms of download content, some of it's priced okay, some of it might be a little high. I think Fire Emblem, I'm not too sure which game, but the Fire Emblem had some expensive download content or additional stuff. I'm not too sure, but I think that's fine. Paid online, the online service is still quite lacking. Yes, I know it's cheap, but there really isn't a lot there to entice people to buy it, apart from the ability to play online. So there's a whole lot of work for that to be done. And releasing unfinished games, I'm not too sure what he means by that. I don't think Nintendo's ever really released a game that was really unfinished. I know he might be talking about games such as Mario Tennis Aces, which really didn't have a lot of features to it, and they've been adding a lot to it. I think even the original Splatoon had very little content in it on the Wii U, and they spent months adding more and more to it. I think it's a little annoying with that sort of practice, and I think they might get to a point when they do it to a game and it just backfires and it doesn't work. So they might be playing with fire in terms of that. But I think things for the Switch is going fine. 2019 will again be a big test for them. So I think things are going pretty well. I think their business practices are becoming more similar with Sony, Microsoft, and other companies, but that's okay. I don't think there's any cause to panic at the moment at that point. So that's all I've got to talk about the issue. Nintendo's going fine, everything's going fine, and that's pretty much it for me, and I shall see you next time.